G'day everyone, my name is Coolpilot, and welcome back to another episode of Civ 5 Civilization Challenge, playing Morocco. When we last left off, we had some research and production to choose as we just finished the mausoleum of Holocarnassus, was it? Making sure? Yes, mausoleum of Holocarnassus, making sure I was thinking about the right wonder. Now, I left the research and production to this turn because I wanted to just go over what we were planning again. I was saying go towards Heroic Epic, but let's look at our production. Stonehenge would be nice. Just finished calendar. Get that. Stoneworks is a little bit more higher priority, though, than any of that. Another workboat as well. Let's get the stoneworks first to increase our production on these guys, so that these will really become mainstays of the capital. And it says 25 turns until we get that. So, you know, our science, it really is kind of lacking at the moment because we don't have library. We only have 8 science. I have to actually scroll over it because my frame rate from recording is directly over the science output. But we have 8 science right now. We could get 2 more, which is pretty, percentage-wise, is a pretty big increase by getting a library. So I think we'll actually get the library, and then start working towards ironworking, and then up towards Petra. I think it's a little safer way to go about things. National College would be nice to get as well, actually. Especially since we're only on one city at the moment. Aren't really any good spots. I mean, you know, I could have, although I hate Tundra, I could have put a city up here because it's not half bad. But he took it. So, don't know of any good places yet. This is actually a potentially good spot, but we need to scout it out more once we kill off this boat. Or trying to, or I guess it's actually a galley worth trying. Let's get the archer anymore. Snuggle up next to him. And make a farm, yes. You go here and heal there, so you can put the archer inside the city. You go there, go on alert mode, you kill that guy, almost, you heal. And finish that guy off. Now this might actually be a good time to check our demographics. Haven't checked it yet this game. 8th in population. We are the worst in population. Worst in crop yield. 7th in production, 4th in gold, 8th in land, 7th in soldiers, 3rd in approval, and last in literacy. 0%. I'm guessing it must either requires a whiting before you get literacy, which, you know, would make sense. It's called literacy. So you might say, oh, you require writing before you can start having the literacy score, because we have a fair amount of text. Or maybe it requires a classical, but I'm guessing it just requires writing, because normally people are, you know, rush towards writing, but we weren't doing that. We had, you know, specific goals for the city I was trying to meet first. Now we're starting to, you know, go back filling that science, so we can keep achieving, you know, our future goals. This is not, yeah, I was just double checking this spot. This is really not a good spot. And it's fish, a sheep, and a crab, and that's it. Yeah. Definitely don't really want to settle there. Great Lighthouse has been, Great Lighthouse has been built. There we go. Pronounce it correctly. Get back home to heal up again. So we didn't get the great house that I was thinking about trying to get in the beginning, but I think it's better to get the mausoleum in our case. Art mode. Don't have much use for you at the moment. Till we get embarking and get over here. Oh, gave us an archer. Oh, nice of you. I guess we can put one up here. We could put one down here, but I like actually having this spot as potential for barbarian spawning, just so I could then kill him for Belgrade. So I'll just keep him in the capital. You move here and then heal up. Just because I want him to be as close as possible so we can just go straight over here and see what's down there. Looks like you finished the farm there. Not gonna get much out of it. It's only 2 food because it's a plain.
He who destroys a good book
Kills reason itself. I do love that quote. Create another farm. Need to make sure that we have some food production, which is why I was saying we really need these 2 tiles for the food. Because when these deserts will provide us food mid-game, but not now. Because I'm not going to get the cost buzz for quite a long time. Of course, these guys will help, but still, it's a bit frustrating. I think that, the only way to get those 2 is to build a citadel here as well, which would waste this tile, because I'm pretty sure that you cannot destroy a citadel. Citadel. Fortification. Select citadel anywhere in territory or directly adjacent. Expand. Aims. Penalty. Strength bonus. Damage. Of course, improves those resources, but it doesn't say anything about being able to get rid of it. Maybe you can because it is an improvement, but I've never heard of you being able to. But basically, by doing it here, we'd only really gain 1 tile because we'd be losing this one. We could do it here, but again, we'd only be gaining 1 tile. Unless we get open borders and do it right here. Always a possibility. How much buy these? 80 gold. I really doubt that he's going to go after these deserts. He's probably going to go after this deer, in fact. Or that deer. Or both of these fishes. That's actually a really good spot to put that. In range of all 3 fishes, both the deer and the crab. Or perhaps we take it over? I was wanting to play a much more diplomatic, peaceful game. Does covet lands I currently own because we're smack dab against each other. And this would be a good bottleneck against me. It is, a little weak to the sea, but not much. I would have actually much preferred the city to be here so you could get... It would be weaker to the sea, but it's stronger against him versus land. And you could get ships through and still be in range of all of those tiles and not overlap as much with Marrakech. So I might just go in, raise it, and then settle. That's a very good idea, I think, especially since we got the free archer and demographics no longer last in soldiers. Well, we weren't actually, we were in 7th, but now we're 6th. Let's take a little peek over here. Oh, it's all forest, so we can't. We can't see through the forest. Oh, that's a pain. Now the catapults are here. And those would be good for this city. Capturing the city. That's what we really need to capture the city. Of course, that's where you get the courthouse as well. I was wanting to get... This is going to be 26 turns before we can get to the National College, so that's actually probably not the best idea right now. And we're going to get the stoneworks done, get the library going. And maybe just work towards here. At the very least, work towards composite bowmen. Maybe even terracotta army. Double the army. But yeah, that's quite a bit of protection. But yeah, I'd rather just build the hanging gardens at that point. This will be only 185. And the gold will help us a lot. It's going to be 25 turns. We need 8 turns to do library. Temple Artemis would be really nice. And gives us extra growth as well. Then pumping out workboat. And maybe a cargo ship. Yeah, I can see it taking... Yeah, us being able to fill in all that time. Do that, build swordsmen. The Colossus. Maybe even just take it with swordsmen and archers. But composite bowmen would be much more useful in that regard. It's just difficult trying to prioritize which one do we do first. I do want to make sure I get the Colossus. And as I said, the Petra I don't think is going to be too many people rushing after it. So I think we'll prioritize getting the Colossus and the heroic epic, and then start working on building up military and taking Brazil down a notch, especially since I think they're leading in culture right now. Yeah, by a lot. We're 375. They're 300 and... No, 556. Yeah, I think we want to take them down a notch, because diplomatic is probably the way we're going to end up going. It works the best for us. But cultural is a nice back alley to have, and sciences as well, but it's we're not on the highest end of the science game at the moment. So going into Brazil, and as I said, taking them down a bit, might be nice. We'll certainly think about it. I definitely want to get rid of Salvador and potentially take this spot. If only to get these, but also this does seem like a decent spot. It's not the best with the tundra. What actually does tundra do? Always had a little issue with tundra. I've never liked it that much because it doesn't give you much. It's one food. Less useful than plains and grantlands, but slightly better than desert. Of course, slightly better than desert we're going to be using. We're utilizing desert in our case. We're making the desert better. So tundra, would work with us if that makes tundra better as well. Desert I generally don't like unless I'm going to focus on using that desert. Nobody builds cities in tundra unless they're desperate for resources or they've got nowhere else to go. And right now we kind of got nowhere else to go. But I do like the spot still, for the pathway up there. It would be a good naval city. It's defensible against Brazil. Gives more resources and just more land and And I just think it'd be a good idea. So we'll work towards that. For now, build what we need to build in Marrakech while we wait for our science to work. Go back to art. Production. Library. You finished that farm as well. Or not. No, you have not. You stopped working on it because of that. Keep working on it, though. We will bring in another archer. And a warrior. Landing warriors over here. What are you doing that for? It took a pot shot there, scared him off. No, you don't sit on alert. You don't do that. Pick the unit. You fortify. You fortify, and you fortify. Just so they do nothing until I tell them to. Because if this guy starts going after Salvador, I'll let him. I just don't want him coming after my worker. Took a little pot shot at him to that effect. Of course, if I can get the kill, I'll take it. And since he's just kind of lazing around out here and not actually doing anything, I may just, in fact, take said kill. There. Didn't actually go into Salvador, and the city would have just killed him, so. New social policy. We will take monarchy. Yes. Can't get anything else, right? No. This comes out classical. Classical. I need to take a short break in the recording here. I guess we'll just make this a short little episode. We have a plan though. Colossus, military, down with Brazil and down with Salvador. So we'll just make this a little short episode because dinner calls. And I will be back in the next episode.